we're here, finally.
Yes.
Are you ready to tell me everything? Everything?
And are you sure you want to talk about me in your book?
Yes, I am.
I don't know where this journey began. Maybe it began with my first boy crush when I was 7 years old. His name was Ryan. I never knew what it meant to have a friend, or what it meant to be, or just be a guy and just be gay. When does the search for your identity hit you? When do you want to know where you fit and who you can turn to help you in that journey? I knew my place in the life that surrounded me, but when it came to finding an external identity, I just didn't know where to turn. Would you like some tea?
Yes. Green tea, please. It's nice, but hot.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the most random question. Why do you think your story and your journey is so different within the gay community dynamic?
I guess my story is different in the sense of my background and my context, where I come from and what my learnings have been and how that has helped form who I've become today. I think what can perhaps be seen as different is the fact that I'm very aware of how my surroundings affect me. My father taught me to remain aware of how our environment influences what we become and who we are. My story is similar because I've had the boy crushes and the heartbreaks.
What you think, or what you can say about experiences of gay men who are trying to start to connect with the community in Montreal? What are some of the commonalities in their shared experiences?
Okay. Well, to tell you the truth, a lot of the students who come into my office are coming because they're having difficulty connecting to community. They don't have the support network or the friendship base to sort of really start off with. So they're just coming out and they're really looking to connect to others, to sort of start their life and their identity. But they go to the place which is the most visible, which tends to be the village, right?
Of course.
Bars and clubs and so on. And try to find themselves reflected there. But the thing is, if we reduce all of heterosexual lifestyle down to Crescent Streets, not everyone is going to find themselves fit there either, right? So they tend to get really disillusioned because they think that all of a sudden once they come out, they are going to find this community that's going to be open to them, accepting them. But community isn't found, it's made. You know, the gay community isn't immune to commercialization and advertising and so on. So there's a lot of, stereotypes, images, this is what the gay life is supposed to look like. You have to wear this clothes, have this sort of body, da-da-da-da. And so if they don't find themselves fitting in that way either, there is this disconnect.
Family was somewhat conservative. They weren't the typical group of people, but still rooted in tradition and just their social environment. It wasn't even possible to understand, question, or analyze what it meant to be gay or what it meant to be different. And trust me, I was different. I was alone.
Can I convince you to elaborate on this a little bit more? And actually, this brings me back to what you were saying earlier about the seclusion that you were feeling not really being your own choice.
In the beginning, I guess it was hard. I didn't know what to do with myself. But then I guess I learned to make the best of it, enjoy it as much as I could. Because what else can you do, right?
The experience of isolation, the disillusionment will actually be much stronger. Quite often, because the people who are coming to live here often have higher expectations. They think, you know, being in a place where they can't be quite as open, that coming here they will be able to, there will be a community for them. And sometimes, again, that disillusionment will hit because it isn't exactly there. I've had some students who have tried to connect to the community only to be referred to a group that represents their own culture, so they kind of get put into their little boxes again.
We have these assumptions that the only acceptance gay people are looking for, or in my case that I'm looking for, is from straight people. But what about the acceptance from the majority white people in the gay community? How is it that everyone thinks all gay people are the same? There's no minorities, people of color, or different gender identities. Straight people think we're all the same, and among gay people, if you don't fit what is accepted, then you're an outcast. And you know how it is. It's so much easier to deal with the obvious elephant in the room than something people don't even want to believe exists.
Exactly. You're talking about the internalized homophobia. I mean, prejudice exists on both sides of the fence, and nobody understands that. Nobody seems to understand that.
It's actually a really excellent point, because in the gay community we talk a lot about heterosexual privilege, but we don't really take a look at the white privilege that also exists. A lot of people don't even recognize that it's there. So, for example, white privilege for me is that I can be going into a bar and expect to see people who look like me, you know, have that experience, see myself represented. The other thing is, growing up, I mean, I always knew that it was never closed off in terms of being white and gay, versus I've had other students who've come out to me who are Asian or black and basically been told from their family that you've only been gay because we moved to Canada. You know, like it's a white thing. It's not basically a black thing or an Asian thing. So in coming out, they feel like they're losing a part of their identity. Yeah.
Hey, Valeria.
Hi. Sorry that I'm late.
No problem. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Just have a seat.
Ajir, we're an association, a group of people that we offer support to refugee claimants, immigrants, and non-status people from the LGBT community in Montreal area. A lot of people are being discriminated against. I think from the people that we work with, the most vulnerable ones are trans people, you know? It's so hard for them to find housing, to find a job, to be able to access even health services. On one hand, you have the institution not providing the services people are entitled to receive. And on the other hand, you have the LGBTQ groups within the country not providing the services their own people need. What I would like to do personally is to contribute people feeling less hopeless.
I think of the story of someone I know and how he would lay on his couch full of shame, fearful of what God might have done to make him the way he was made, being dictated by his attraction to men. He would go to church every Sunday and hear how homosexuals were damned to hell and how they needed to be saved. Can you imagine how our children, young gay people, are growing up?
You know, I always believe that the one commonality that we all shared, above all else, each and every one of us, was our humanity. But just look at this world.
It's not